What's going down? What's going down? Back with a little more advice on how to get that credit score up, how to make your life a little easier. Um, Keep in mind when I'm doing all this, like I'm all about independence, right? Like I'm all about self-reliance, leveling up, bossing up, doing it on your own with no shortcuts, no scams. So none of this is ever gonna be some quick shortcut because I really don't believe that stuff works long term. I don't believe in using shortcuts. This is honestly how I got to an 800 plus credit score, and I'm showing you how you can do it too. Just really with patience and discipline. If you don't have that, then this probably ain't for you. But if you're serious about like, all right, I want to improve my life because there are things I want to do long term that require me to get certain things in order, that's what this is for. So a couple quick things, like a couple quick hacks that work for me, and then a couple other like mindset sort of philosophies behind all of this. One of those quick things that work for me though to keep in mind that I didn't mention in the last video, second income. Um, if you're looking at all your debt, I mentioned the priority has to be paying down debt regardless. Once you start looking at all that extra debt that you have out there, you get it all together and you like, how the hell am I gonna pay this down? Keep in mind there are like ways to get quick second incomes. I know a lot of people that do stuff like Uber Eats, Instacart, little side hustles. Um, if it seems unrealistic that you can pay that down, go ahead and try to find you a second income, a side hustle. One other thing that I like to do also, and this is kind of all over the place. These are things that I did mention in my last video when I talked about this that I think is going to be important for you. You have the power to negotiate with a lot of the debts that you have out there, right? So when it comes to increasing your credit score, getting rid of your existing debt, um, negotiate. Once you pay down a debt consistently enough, you can call the company and ask them, hey, it's $200 left on this. I knocked it down from $3,000. I've been paying consistently on it. Is there any way we can charge this off, or can I talk to a finance manager to see what we can do about this? A lot of times they'll negotiate with you. A lot of times, if you ask for a lower interest rate with some of these outstanding debts or past due debts, they may work with you. Interest only payments if debts become too absorbent. Use your power to negotiate. Never think though, just because you owe this debt and it's hard to pay off, that you can't negotiate and set something up. Like talk to these people. Most companies are willing to negotiate with you one way or the other. I've used that trick a lot, where whatever it is, once I pay it down to a certain amount, I'll just see if they could just get rid of it completely. Like, hey, I'm just trying to really take care of this thing. I don't want to be dealing with it much longer. What can we do? And they may ask for half the total amount due, and you go ahead and knock it out right there, as opposed to having to keep on, going with the payments. But that's all around the priority of pay down that debt. Um, One other thing, get comfortable knowing your credit score. Like at all times, you should know it at all times. A lot of people like that I talk to about this don't even fully know what it is, or yeah, I checked it a couple months ago. Use these apps. They got all these apps and all these different services out there. Like I keep mine readily, very readily available at any time. I like to be able to hop in, see what's going on. Bop. Took me 2 seconds. Boom. Download one of the credit apps, get your credit score, and figure out where everything is. At the end of the day, like, it's your baby. This credit score is your baby. It literally affects your apartment that you might be searching for, job searches, because they look for that now in the process for whatever reason. Home buying, if you want to own a home one day, or if you want to sell property, invest in daycare for kids, for people who got kids. It affects literally everything. The car you drive, your normal day to day in a lot of different ways. So get comfortable knowing your score and keep a close eye on it with one of those apps. Um, One last thing, keep in mind with all this, you're not alone. 80% of Americans have debt. Extremely wealthy people have debt. If you've been like running from it, you don't know where it's all at because you don't want to deal with it. Your favorite companies and your favorite corporations, they have debt. Everybody has it. Figure out how to get rid of it though. Make a plan to really get rid of it, whether it's doing the math and breaking the number down into 12 payments over 12 months. Don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. Because what happens is once you start paying these things down, like I mentioned in my last video, it just starts going up slowly, slowly, slowly over time. So you do see the immediate results of a lot of it. And then with other things I mentioned, like opening new credit lines, requesting those credit limit increases, but not spending it. If you do spend it, do it on something small like gas, groceries, pay everything off on time to increase it. Keep that in mind as you go about this. It's not no shortcut, it's not no quick fix, but remembering that it works for me, it should work for you. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions and thoughts at all. Let's get it.